Hello, everybody. Just wanted to send you a video update of all that's happening with me and the family and just how God's doing great things in mission. First of all, thanks for your love and your support. Lisa, Matthew, Nathan, and I, you are such an important part of our lives, and you help us to be the missionary family that God has made us to be. Lisa's doing great this summer. She's getting ready to teach again 2 days a week next summer in this homeschool school that Matthew and Nathan are going to be a part of. And that's fantastic that Lisa can teach there and use those gifts as well as she keeps doing all sorts of stuff with helping out with the care ministries at church and just being a great mom and wife. Matthew, he is going to turn 14 in October. And I got to tell you, he is turning into this missionary that going to be a great pastor or music leader or something someday. And he's already started writing songs. Anthony Celia, our worship guy, has been working with Matthew and Nathan on guitar. And Matthew, just in the past month or two, just started on his own, just writing some songs. And Anthony's like, I'm so impressed with a 13-year-old that can write songs that make sense musically and lyrically. So who knows? Maybe we got a worship leader and a songwriter in the making. But that's kind of fun. And Nathan just turned 12 a couple days ago. He's doing awesome. He continues to work on guitar and piano every day. We're going to have a good time this summer. Matthew, Nathan, and I already got to do a mission trip together. We went to Newport, Tennessee. We were in a real poor town in Tennessee in the Great Smoky Mountains, and saw some things that we'd never seen before, just people without hope. And it was great to go there, and we painted and fixed up some houses as well as ran a kids club for the community. And that was great that we can do mission trips together because we really see our family as a missionary family. I hope you see your family and you as an individual as missionaries and missionaries and a missionary family as well. Keep praying for that. That's really changed our lives. It really has. I mean, you've known me as a friend and as a pastor for a long time, but just in the past year, we started praying out loud together. God, thanks for making us a missionary family in the morning and at night, and prayers like that. And that has really even brought out to the forefront the truth of what we've been created to be. That's what you're created to be too. Sarah, my sister-in-law, missionary was in Romania, now has been in Sweden for a while. She's going to come back. She's coming back to America, and she's going to live with us for 10 months to a year, starting next week. So we're excited to have Sarah be part of our missionary family here too, as we all continue to serve together. So there's a lot of great things going on in our lives. I want to hear what's going on in yours. I really do. I really like knowing you, and I don't want to just have a ministry partnership. I like having a personal relationship. So please give me a call. I'm going to try to call you. Please call me, email me, share what's going on in your life, in your ministry, and in your family, in your work, school, everything, because it's important. Your support it makes Lisa and I and our family able to do what we do. Your prayers, your financial support, it's such a huge part of everything that's going on. And I want to share with you some highlights of what's been happening. Lots of crazy, awesome things. God is blowing up this church planning, missionary training, missional community leader training that I have going on. I'm part of the Soul Thirst Network. That's what we're calling it now. And the Soul Thirst Network is just blowing up. The Soul Thirst Network, basically, it's simply this. A bunch of churches, missionaries, missional communities, ministries that are loosely connected together in absolute honesty and the need for sharpening and support because we have the same core attitudes of Jesus that guide us as missionaries, as pastors, as churches, as people. So we come together to support each other in every way possible, hold each other accountable, and it's really pushing the mission of Christ forward in so many places. I don't want that to be churchy language. I want you to understand more and more of what this is. But basically, it could be churches, it could just be missionaries, it could be missional communities in any form, in any way that looks, banded together to bring people to Jesus. More and more people are coming to know Jesus that didn't know him before throughout this network. Here's what's happening. Pastor Patrick and myself launched this Soul Thirst Network, and we were launched right out of here at Water's Edge, Frisco, where I work part-time as a pastor and then part-time as this missionary leader training church planners and missionaries. Pastor Patrick, here's what's crazy. We're actually launching him. He's no longer going to be at Water's Edge Frisco at the end of July. We're launching him to start a new church, a church for people that have never been to church before, a whole new type of ministry model that we've never even tried before. So the Soul Thirst model, we've already launched. You and your support, you're part of this, has already helped launch Pastor Travis and Water's Edge Allen, and they have this church, this new mission community that's been worshiping since September, and they're worshiping about 100 people now. And how great is that? New people are connecting to them all the time. We have the station with Chase and Anthony up in Denton, one of the largest student ministries in Texas. And that's been a wonderful missional community. Students committing their lives to Christ, understanding what it is to be missionaries, to live their lives, telling their friends about it. It's a wonderful thing. We're looking to even bring in a new person to start a new church in Denton, Texas, as well as take over the station eventually, that student ministry. And then we would take Anthony and Chase and put them in other areas as this network continues to grow. We're training Mark Kauser. He is a pastor that's training to launch among us at Water's Edge Frisco and Allen and throughout the network. And we're going to launch him early next year, sometime next year, a whole new missional community, a new mission church in North Texas. He's going to be more in the city. We already have another church in Mansfield, Texas that's joining us in this ministry. We have another guy training in Fort Worth in a church, and he's on vicarage right now, training to be a pastor. So keep me in your prayers as I become the sole leader of this hub of mission training here at Water's Edge in Frisco. And I'll have all these guys raising up under me. I'll still have Travis and Kauser and Anthony and Chase and all these guys. We'll all be working together to train them, but they're going to be training here, and your support makes that happen. Anthony is really stepping up into a great role and growing into probably what could someday be an associate pastor. He's already becoming my right-hand guy, my cover guy. He just totally backs me up, and we make each other better. Anthony's growing into all sorts of great ministry roles here as we lead this church, and we also train other people to lead other churches. We're excited because we are poised to be a training center of worship leaders. So we're hoping over the next year we get together this worship leader training program and even start working with some of the universities and things, that they start funneling worship leaders through here, that they can understand the core attitudes of Jesus, be trained as effective missionaries, and then launched out to the ministries and churches and things like that. This only happens, I can't tell you enough, it only happens because of your prayers and your support. I couldn't do it any other way. Anthony couldn't do it any other way. All these other pastors and missionaries couldn't do it any other way. You make it happen. And I pray you go to bed every night saying, thank you, God, for letting me be part of a legacy changing thing. You are helping plant and launch what I believe is going to be dozens and dozens of pastors, missionaries, churches, missional communities over the next 5 years. And I'm so excited to see what God is doing. Check out online the link that leads you to the video or even audio sermons. On May 15th, there's a sermon posted at watersedgefrisco.com under the sermon link there. A sermon I preached called Church. I think you'd really like it. It really explains the Soul Thirst Network, and it really talks about how you and I and all of us, we are not different churches. We are the church of Jesus. And that makes a huge, huge difference. I think you'll love it. I invite you to keep up with me in any way you can. I still put out those daily audio faith-strengthening podcasts. You can find those at ablazeforyouth.com. Keep being Christ missionaries, Christ men, Christ women, as you serve him every day. We love you a lot. Always remember, eternity matters most. I'll see you next month, my friends. Bye-bye.